3 minutes on the timer.
3 minutes to work. Practice, practice, then you'll get it.
Similar to other stories. Those are the connections that we're making. She's on fire! Guess what, you guys? You're the first group at Miss Call's table. I told my teammate, I was like, it makes me feel like a bad teacher. Punctuation, happy. Hi sweet friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maylene Call from Mrs. Call's Campers. If you're new here, I teach first grade in Las Vegas. We are in week 4 of school. Last week was our first kind of normal, trying to get into a routine type of week. So if you didn't see that vlog, it is a long one. Lots of really good stuff in there. We do phonics, read aloud, coaching my kids. We've got illustration, writing superstar song. I do the people drawing lesson, all sorts of good things in that last vlog, and just general feelings of anxiety too. So this week I actually feel a little bit better. I'm not going to be here Thursday and Friday, so I feel pretty good actually. Okay, so I do have a couple of things to get ready this morning. By the way, this shirt, if you love it, is in my Etsy shop. So, but a couple things I need to do this morning. I'm a little nervous about the day just because I didn't get here quite as early as I wanted to get here. I still do have like 40 something minutes before the kids get here. Got a library stamp from Etsy my first year teaching, and it's one of my favorite things. I usually do a read aloud and vocabulary. However, I don't think I'm going to do vocabulary this time around. Like, we'll obviously talk about the words and what they mean, but I'm only going to be reading this book Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're not doing a whole 5-day sequence with it, and also going to be relying a lot on my planner today to kind of get me through the day. I need to print poems. I'm like all over the place. Last week, I kind of dipped my toes into the curriculum, and so this week I have at least a better feel for it. Not that I'm going to be teaching it perfectly. It just, you know, it takes time, and you have to get used to a new pattern and a new routine way of doing things, and it's not as easy, I feel like, as some people make it seem, at least for me. So a little bit of centers this week. Again, I'm going to be out Thursday and Friday, so technically my kids are only missing like 1 day of centers. What I might actually have us do is with our center folders, today we might all work on one center, and tomorrow we might all work on another center. So for my centers, I have 2 days where they have to complete work, and that is on word work and writing days. So what I might actually do, because this week is shortened, is not even go like full everyone's in their own center, but everyone work on word work at the same time. Like, I'm walking around, but they're all working on word work instead of just like 6 kids being in that group. I think that's what I'm going to do. And then next week, they can be in their centers, but I can still pull small groups this week, hopefully. I'm dying to do that. So, okay, and then I was going to start opinion this week, but again, I don't think it's a smart move. So we're just going to work on basic sentence writing for 3 days, and then next week we can do a little bit of opinion. But then I also usually start, mind of a teacher, then I also usually start like seasons, day and night around this time. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. I do have lots and lots of vlogs from last year, and I did do things slightly different. Every year you do things just slightly different. So if you're interested to see kind of our next steps, go and check the vlogs from last year, and you can kind of, you know, get ahead of the game, and you can maybe watch a vlog from last year, and then when I post it this year, you can be like, oh, like that's what she changed and made different. Got all my copies for the week. No, I'm gonna put them in my little 10-drawer cart organizer. The anchor chart is up. That's going to be a center. We'll hopefully get to practice that this week. And then I need to make the anchor chart for today. So gluing the pictures on ahead of time and then just revealing them as we go is quite a time saver, because it takes me a second to glue the pictures on, so I'm just going to cover them up with sticky notes. All of the time savers this week. And I totally forgot to put the papers in their center folders, so gotta do that too. Okay, popping up our morning message on the board and morning journals. I've loved doing morning journals this year. I did them like 2 years ago. Didn't do them last year, but I've loved having that again in the classroom. Maybe I'll chat a little bit more with you about that later, but I'm looking forward to such a good day. I love that. Thanks for sharing. All right, let's get our day started with rhyme magic. Add. It's a D. Check it. D. Ready? Up, on. All right, we're gonna move on to phonics this week. Last week we practiced with what letter? A. We practiced with short A. This week we're practicing dun dun dun. This vowel likes to exercise. What do you think it is?
I.
You're correct. And show me. Sound when the vowel is in disguise, right? We know our vowels are in disguise when there's another letter that comes after it. Put a thumb up by your heart if you remember what that type of syllable is called. When there's a vowel and a consonant comes right after it, and the vowel makes that short and lazy sound. Thumb up by your heart if you remember. Okay, show me with your hand what kind of syllable that is. Got it? What kind is it?
Syllable.
Closed syllable, right? We have that short and lazy sound. Are you ready to practice with short I? Yes. And we're doing our word work center today, so all of your practice that's going to be in your center folder has that short I sound. And we actually have some activities this week for it, which is super fun. Well, I want you to look at this word, and I want you to decide if this word has the short I sound. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down by your heart. Does this word have the short I sound? Thumbs up or thumbs down by your heart. All right, what do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, who can tell me why they think that?
Because there's a closed syllable.
How do you know it's a closed syllable?
Because there's a letter T there.
There's a letter T right after it, right? So if I cover up this B in this word, we could start here and we could say it and put it all together. Bit. Good. That has that short I sound, like you're itching. We're going to come across some words that follow that rule for that short I sound and some words that are different. Show me different. Different. Okay, I want you to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Do you think this follows that pattern of short I? Thumbs up or thumbs down? That was really quick. You saw right away. What's different about this word?
It has
The letter A. So that word we're going to put in the other column under the other short vowel words. Where's the paper? A little bitty paper like this. We're going to do it on the carpet together. Actually, no, we're not. I'm going to let you try to do it. And I'm going to set a timer. You ready to see? It's super cute because it's little. That is a stronger choice. Good job.
L-I-D.
Good. And then thumbs up if you can tell me what to do. But what do we do?
Right.
You write your name, but what are you doing with the words?
Trace it.
You trace the first two, and then what do you do with these words?
Write it.
You're sorting them into the correct column, and you got to cross it out. As soon as you're done, bring it to me, and I will give you a check, or I'll circle a word you need to take another look at. You ready? Right here. So get to writing it. Nice job looking at that pattern. Are you crossing off your words so you remember where you are? Nice. I want you to walk around, and if you see someone put the word in the wrong column, just tap it and say, double check that one, okay? Did you hear what I asked her to do? Walk around, double check that they got it. So in this column, we want the short I, like this column. Can you fix it? That privacy folder means you are in your own bubble. Oh, I know those T's actually are kind of hard to see. Huh? When you bring it to me, bring it all the way over here, okay? That way I can talk to you just like this. Okay. Yes. If you work at my table, it's better to work on this side. That way nobody gets in your way, okay? 3 minutes on the timer.
3 minutes to work.
Good job looking for those patterns, friends. Eventually you'll have a workbook where you don't have this little paper, but it's just in your workbook, but we don't have those yet. But how did you feel about this? Do you feel pretty good? Yeah, were you able to notice the pattern in the words? Yeah. Let's move on to, oh, we're good. We're on time, I think. We're almost on time. On to poetry. What do we do on Poetry Day 1? That was our first poem. What are we looking for?
Sight words.
Sight words. Map it. First you tap it. Hear each sound and then attach it. Heart the part. Unexpected. Practice. Then you'll get it. Said. What's the word? Said. Map it. First you. Good. Tap it. Ready? Hold on, wait. I want to make sure you're saying that middle sound correctly. Said. Ready? Said. Good. First sound. If you're learning, you are. Good. I need your eyes. Can you spell S? Good. Next sound. Normally, We spell this with what letter? E, but in this word, we're going to spell it A-I together. A-I is going to make what sound? D. What's the last sound? D. Good. And how do we spell that? D. Good. The word is sad. Spell it for me. Good. You're going to hold both of your hands up to your mouth like this. Good. That's our first one. Good. These two sounds, I'm going to connect with the line because when we say them, it kind of sounds like this. It's a blend. You got it. Ready? First sound. How do we spell it? W. Want a cookie. Ooh, stretch again. Oh, it. Oh, good. Don't forget that last sound. How many sounds do we have in the word little?
4.
We have 4 sounds, but there's more than 4 letters. Ready? First sound. Oh, how do we spell oh? L. Good. Oh. What letter? Good. Oh, it. Oh, how many spell that O sound?
L-E.
L and there's little boy. What? Good again. How many sounds? 3, but there's more than 3 letters here. The first part of our word is actually a what?
W.
Do you remember what that's called? They say what's this called? Do you remember? A diagram. Yeah, this is a diagram. So heart this part? No, because we know that in our brains. Ready? Yeah, because I'm expecting an A to be there, but it's not. Heart the part's unexpected. We're not expecting that E to be right here.
Little apples came on a tree.
The first one said, I want to be free.
The first one said, I want to be free.
Like Gerald, you should be long and slim. Love it. Okay, we're shuffling. Alright, we're looking for sight words. When we see a sight word, we're going to turn our voice up. Scrub crayons or something. Be a problem solver. Look how many sight words are just in this line right here because we see them everywhere. Good. Make sure you leave all this space. Readers make connections. Readers make connections. Specifically, we're going to be talking about how the stories that we read today are similar. Shall we say? They're similar to other stories. Those are the connections that we're making. We're going to talk about how they are similar to other stories. I want you to tell a friend what you think a fairy tale is or some fairy tales you know about. Ready? Talk about it. I got you. New partner. Hold on, pause. You need to be more together than that. Ready? New partner.
I got you. Baby.
3, 2, 1. I heard a lot of people discussing what a fairy tale is. Usually they start with what? At the beginning of the story, you started with
Once upon a
time. That's a big clue that it's a fairy tale, right? Those clues help us as readers figure out what type of story that we're reading. And if we know what type of story we're reading, we can know what to expect. We can see those patterns, which means it happens again and again and again. Okay, so our fairy tales today are going to have characters that are not real and events that could not happen in real life. It's like once upon a time. And the end of the story is usually what? Happy. It's a happy ever after, right? Like, give me an example of a fairy tale. Rapunzel. What else? Words are great. Things that couldn't happen in real life, they have a happy ending, and they usually start with once upon a time. You're going to get your own copy of this whenever you go to our library center. Once upon a time. That gives us a what? A clue that this is going to be a
fairy tale.
Right, so even if Miss Call didn't already tell you it was going to be a fairy tale, you hear those words and then you know it's going to be a fairy tale. Once upon a time, Dilly was a big duckling with a big beak. A duck called him ugly. What are these things called over here? Speech bubbles, right? They show us that a character is talking. What are they doing? He was alone. Character traits describe a character. Dilly felt alone and lost and afraid. Why didn't they just say he was alone? Why did they include extra details? I love your effort.
Because he's looking.
The next morning, a chilly wind blew. Chilly, show me chilly. Chill. A chilly wind blew. Dilly wished for Minna. Who is Minna? His friend. I want you to talk with the partner. What's happening on this page? Talk about it. So fast, so fast. A duck. But Dilly is what kind of animal? Swine. I want to go back to the beginning of the story and just take a peek when Dilly was a baby.
Gray.
He looks gray and a little what? He's bigger for sure. Bigger for sure. A little scraggly.
And cute.
Yeah, I think he's kind of cute too. And Minna looks. Can you use a vocabulary word from last week? What are these other ducks doing? Sneering at poor Dilly over here, making Dilly feel so sad. Two totally different types of birds, but did Dilly know that when he was a little chick?
No.
Dilly didn't know that. He thought he was a what?
A
duck, and he thought he was just different. What does that remind you of? Talk about it. That reminds me of Will you start our conversation? What does this remind you of?
It reminds me of the story The Ugly
Oh, it does. And what makes you say that?
Duck. And I really like The Ugly Duckling.
He lived happily ever after. So what did you do? Pop up, girl, pop up. Tell us what makes you think that's a clue. Because what usually happens in what types of stories? Fairy tales. I figured out a good plan for this because I don't like us reading a story and then going in and reading another story right after because I feel like you guys are just sitting on a carpet. So let me think of a plan. What time is it? We're just going to try to push through and see how it goes. Okay. Not quite Snow White. What kind of book is Snow White? A what?
A fairy
tale. Now it is a show, it is a movie, but before that it was a book. A lot of times people will take books and they'll turn them into movies. So Snow White was actually a book before a movie. But our story today is not Snow White. It's not quite Snow White. Before we begin reading, readers make predictions. Right? A prediction is a guess based on what you know. We don't know a whole lot right now, but we are familiar with Snow White, right? Yeah, okay, so I want you to get a prediction in your brain, private think time. Readers make connections. Okay, so we can make a connection between what we know about Snow White and what we see on our front cover for what we can expect to happen in our story. Director, ask what we're learning.
What are we learning? Readers connections. What does that mean? It means
For Tamika, it was always the right time and place. Had a hip roll and happiness, sad dance. Look what's on her head.
a swan.
A swan! Oh my gosh, we just read a book about a swan. A stomping mad dance and a hair flicking just because she felt fabulous. Dance. Character traits. Character traits describe right? How would we describe Tamika right now? She's
Happy.
She's happy. She's a happy little girl. And what does she love to do?
Dance
and sing. Right? I love that for her. What part of the story are we at right now? The beginning, where the author introduces the characters, right? We're learning about our characters and their character traits. She's saying hi with the tweeting birds and low with the croaking frogs. Snow White liked to do.
Sing and dance.
Readers make connections. Can you tell me how this story is similar to Snow White? Talk about it.
She's the same color and she has the same idea. I take
3, 2, 1. Her favorite part?
The mermaid. Why do teachers
Singing mermaid.
Oh my gosh, she's Ariel.
She could be anything or anyone. She wanted to be. Auditions tomorrow. What does it mean to audition for something? To audition. Have you ever heard of tryouts before?
Yeah.
So a tryout is where you go and you show whoever is running the club or the team or the show, you show them what you can do and they say, okay, we want you on our club, we want you on our team, or they say, maybe next time. So she's going to audition out for this part. Did she get it automatically? No. She has to audition for it. Went to both days of auditions for the Snow White musical. Why was she arrive super early? Talk about it.
I got you because she was so excited.
2, 1, character traits. Character traits describe her. She was what?
Excited.
She was so excited. So she got there super early. Memorized lines if they want to be on stage. She helped them with their lines and shoot butterflies from nervous tummies. So songs could be sung. Readers make
Connection.
private think time. Can you make a connection with another story that we've read? Who can share their connection? Love it. Stand up. If you feel it, stand up, stand up.
Remind me of the girl have butterflies on her belly.
Right? If you look back there in our library, see that book with the bus? Butterflies on the first day of school. We talked about those butterflies. They're not real, right? They're just that feeling of being nervous, whispering, because I'm thinking, why can't you just say it? Why do you have to keep it a secret? Makes me wonder. Can't be Snow White. She's too tall. She's much too chubby. And she's too brown. Characters have problems. What is Tamika's problem? Talk about it. One. Do you think that this problem is a small problem or a big problem?
Big problem. Because they're bullied.
And play a princess like Snow White. What's happening in her head right now? Tell me, babe, what's happening? Look around, tell them that. How sad it is to hear those things being said, but I think what's even more sad is she's starting to believe that they are true, right? Readers make connection. Who can share a connection? You got it? Stand up, girly.
It's just like Gerald.
Why? Tell us why. Her eyes on her. Okay, so she just said this story, Tamika reminds her of Gerald because she believes what they're saying. Can anybody add to that? Who remembers that part? Go ahead, tell us loud and proud. Tell them.
Notice that the other say, hey, that's different. Be Snow White. That's the same. I noticed that.
Make sure they're looking at you. And now, how does that connect with Tamika?
She's believing that she's Snow White.
Right? Did you catch that? Who is Tamika like in the other book that we read? Who's she like?
Gerald.
She's like Gerald, right? Because they both had that fear in their brains. And readers make connections, right? These things that we're seeing, it kind of follows a similar structure, right? We're at the beginning, middle, or the end of our story?
Middle.
We're at the middle of our story. This is where our character has a problem. So what do you think is going to happen next to help this character overcome their problem? You think someone's going to help Tamika, or do you think she's going to do it by herself? You think so? Who would possibly help her?
Make her
A new friend. Who else could help her?
her parents.
Her parents. Who else could help her?
Her friends.
Teacher, right? There's lots of people that could help her. Maybe she was wrong for wanting to be a princess. Tamika, I just want to tell her, no, Tamika, it's not true. But she can't hear me because she's in a book. Like a slouch. Slouch for me. Slouch.
So that the people can't see her chubby belly.
She tried pulling down her sleeves, but there was no getting around being brown. She's trying to do what to herself?
Making herself tiny.
Making herself tiny and different, right? Do you think that's the right thing for her to do?
No. No.
How come? Why? Yep, tell us why.
Because that she believes in that, but I think it's not true because She wanted to be Snow White. They believe what they believe.
Have any problems at the beginning of our story?
No.
No, it was only when other people started saying things that were untrue that made her feel differently. For the first time, she didn't feel like dancing or singing. You've always been my real princess. Then she remembered the joy she felt when performing. Tamika knew she could do it. Hey, do you think she's gonna get the part or no?
It always will be a happy
A happy ending. Oh gosh, I hope so. Okay. What does it mean to love yourself? It means to give yourself a hug. What does it mean to love yourself? Clap, clap, talk about it. I couldn't clap, I have a book. Here. Talk about it. What's it mean to love yourself? Only focus on yourself. You know what? This girl right here, oh my gosh, she has been so confident in her answers today. She's been sitting up, giving all the right answers. I'm about to teach you something brand new. If there's ever a time where I just feel like someone is on a roll and they're getting it and getting it and getting it and have the right answers again and again and they're trying, they're participating, I'm going to say, is she hot? And you're going to say, she's on fire. And then we're going to pretend like she's hot. We're going to go, put it down. We're going to go, and try to put her fire out like this. Not really like, but just like this. Pretend. So I'm going to say, is she hot? She's on fire! A-C-I-T-Y. Really?
To be a princess, people say, good job.
If I call your name, it means come sit at my table, okay? I need, get here quick. Oh wait, I don't have chairs. Here. Guess what, you guys? You're the first group to be at Miss Call's table. First group ever. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get right to work. They look like toys, they're letters. Okay, we've used these before. These are called sound boxes. Okay, these we use whenever we're doing sight words and whenever we are stretching our sounds. We're gonna be working with those letters and sounds today. And when we pull the letters off, we're just gonna put them at the top. A, can you find the letter A? Yep, so fast. Next letter, P. Good, and then I'm gonna collect these so they're not in our way. Finger, look your finger. Maybe let's tap the sounds for sat. Ready? S, at. Good, how many sounds do we have? Three sounds. Can you pull down the first sound? What's the last sound that you hear? Last sound. Pull it down. You're going to take your fingers and you're going to check it. Ready? Sat. Can you check it? And it shows us which way to go to, right? We start here and we go this way. We're going to switch just one letter at a time. How many?
One.
Just one. We're going to change our word, and our word is going to say mat. Can you tap the sounds for mat? Tap it first. Don't move anything. Just tap it. Do you know which letter changes?
T.
Tap it again. Ready? Which letter changed?
S.
The S is going to change. Can you take the S, bring it back up to the top?
M.
Go ahead, pull it down. And remember how we check it? Go ahead, check it for me. Mat. Good job, you did your first switch it.
Yay.
Now we're gonna change it. Our next word is going to be map. Tap your sounds, ready? Tap your sounds. Which letter changes?
The
Look
T.
down, look down, look down. Ready? Map. Which one changed?
The T.
At. We want at. Which one changed?
T.
The T is gonna change. And what are you gonna move in? Okay. Will you check it and make sure that says the right word?
P.
Nice job. Check it, check it, check it. Check it with your finger. Look at it. Sap. Good, you check it. Sap. A book. Last week we practiced actually with our short A, and the book we're reading today is also going to have that short A sound. Can you remind me what that short A says?
A.
Oh yeah, A can say A, but there's another sound that we're gonna be practicing. It's short and lazy sound. Can you practice with me? That's what we're gonna be. What are some things you like to do? You tell him, you tell her. What are some things you like to do?
On my bike.
That's good, you do it by yourself. It's good. Turn the page one time. Number 1, this is page 1. Put your finger at the beginning of the sentence. Slowly together, read it with me. Ready? Look at your book. Pat can sit. Okay, now you guys read this page together. Okay, this word's different. Look at this word right here. What's that first sound we need to get our mouth ready for?
Pat.
Pat can, look at that first letter. Right here, right here. It's a D, get your mouth ready. D. Okay, so it's not the word sit, it's a different word. Dip. Look at the word, ready? A chip. Okay, now you're gonna turn the page and you're gonna read quietly to yourself. If I go close to you, it means I wanna hear your voice turn up, okay? Try again. Look at the last letter. Sip. What is she putting the cap on? Okay, get your mouth ready. Cap. Don't look at me, look at the word. Cap. Dip. Put that last sound on. Dip. Look at the letters. Try it. Try it. Let me hear you. Look at the very first letter in this word. Put your finger right here. What letter?
D.
D. Good. Ready? Try it. D. Look at the last letter. D.
Dim.
Dim.
Tap.
Yes, you nailed it. To the end of your book where it has this page. They're the same. The second word is the same, but this last word changes. So we need to get our mouth ready every time. Sit. Next one. Pat can. Hands on top. I'm looking for those leaders. Pat can. Get your mouth ready. Dip. Can. Tap. Is it easy for the most part for you guys to hear me? My friends who were at my back table?
Yeah.
For the most part, right? Could you tell sometimes when it was getting a little bit louder?
Yeah.
This is loud. Is it easy to focus or is it hard?
Hard.
It is. So you guys did, good morning, sweet girl. You guys did a pretty okay job. Not fully there. Cut out these letters. So which picture matches that? Now you get to fill it in. Use your word bank. If you get done early, which I don't know if we will, but if you get done early, just color, okay? This is the last thing we're doing before lunch. I want to see you practicing. Where does this one go? And knee. Big, ready? Id. Filling in the beginning and the ending sound. Okay, let's check this one right here. Look.
Okay.
The word fix in here.
Yeah.
So you have, what do you need here? So put it.
But then there's a T there.
Was this word supposed to be? Oh, so this letter should be an
X.
and this one should be a
T.
That's why we can just cut this whole bottom part off.
Fin.
It's Finn, so he's here. He's going this way, so it would be like this. There, can you fix it? Can you fix? Get it? Seeing my friends be super responsible with all their pieces. So responsible. Yeah, good. You noticed it. There you go. You're gonna hold your folder and it's gonna be like a line. So it's not gonna go around my table this way, it's gonna go boop that way. Picture here. And from now on you can just cut this off so your paper is just a shorter. So if you leave it in your folder, then I can check and see, okay, here. And I go like this. This is correct. Here, this should be a D. Nope, that's not how you're going to turn in your work. You're going to do both pages and then bring me your whole folder. So you need to use these letters and put them here. Let mystery word and come back, okay? Is complete. Did you mean lid? Yeah, okay, I want you to check your letters. Right, totally good. You're able to do it? It's a B. So this word is dig and this word is big. Do you see that now? I think because you mixed up your B and your D right there, it looks like it. So I'll just draw an arrow, okay? Put this in your book bin. How did this feel? Easy, hard, just right? What it'll be like during center time. If you have work, you'll just bring in your whole folder. All right, you've got to check for word work. You're gonna put this in your book bin. So you have this paper and your other paper that you're supposed to be doing today, okay? Up. So typically when our center time is up, what we do is we'll clean everything. And now you know next time you need to work a little bit faster, talk a little bit less. You're gonna put this in your book bin and we're gonna use it again tomorrow. Okay. Good work. Over here. You got a check mark. Tomorrow we're going to try to get a check mark for writing, okay? Hey friend, I expect you to break that apart and clean up that mess. Do you understand? All right, last week we practiced what kind of math?
Counting on. Addition.
We did addition. One of the strategies was counting on. Another strategy we practiced was 10 frames, right? You remember that. And we talked about how numbers on one side are the same, right? The add-in's going to add, no matter where they're This week, we're doing something different. This week, we're doing subtraction with the minus sign. Ready? Take away. Subtraction. So today, we're doing subtraction. When we add, our numbers get bigger. When we subtract, our numbers get what? They get smaller.
You can use a number line to help you subtract.
Thumbs up if you've seen a number line before in your life. That's our strategy for today.
You end at 5.
Talk about it.
Start at 7.
How can you do 7 minus 3 using a number line? So fast, so fast. Turn to talk. Who's the first person? How can we find 7 minus 3 using a number line?
By counting backwards and forwards.
Okay, if we're doing subtraction, are we counting forwards?
No.
We're counting
Backwards.
So you're onto something. We can use a number line to count back, right? Remember how we talked about that 10 frame? It helps us because it's something we can see. Number line is the same way. I'm gonna have you listen again, and this time when I say talk about it, everybody needs to stand up and start talking right away with their explanation ready. Okay, ready? Here we go.
You count back 0 when you subtract 0. Then
Talk about it. Why? We count back 0. We move 0 times when we're taking away 0. Who can explain that? Great job explaining. When you guys are working on your math adventure, page 79 and page 80, ears, eyes, tracking. We gotta move faster. Well, you guys are working on your math adventure. Try to see if you can just do these 2 pages when you are done. Because normally I would have you do rocket math when you're done, but we already did that. There are 5 people. 4 minus 0. What number are we gonna start at?
4.
4. How many times are we gonna jump?
0.
0 times. So our answer is what?
0.
No, we're still here.
4.
Is it 0 or is it 4?
It's 4.
It's 4. Why? We don't have to go back. We didn't go all the way over to 0. We stayed right here at 4, huh? 4. Okay, let's go to number 2. I'm at planning. I'm going to get some stuff ready for next week, at least start thinking about it. But I wanted to chat with you about how math went today because my phone, I looked up and my phone was dead. So I don't even know how much you saw of math. I did some number talks last week, but I knew that this week I wanted to use more of the curriculum, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to skip the number talk for today. That way I can like give myself extra time for the pacing of the lesson. And so I had my kids, my higher kids who can do more math, I had them go and try the independent practice by themselves. I even asked them to like try to read these problems just to see like what they would come up with. I worked with the rest of the class on the carpet and we talked through this, which is like the starter problem, just talking about subtraction. And then we did some example problems on the back using the number line, which is our skill. Just, I don't know, I started really struggling with the kids at my carpet because they could not even tell me, like, we would do 4 minus 1. Okay, how many are we taking away? Crickets. Like, they had no idea. And this is why, I don't know. So I struggle with that curriculum and using, like, these pages, because I feel like once you start using it, like, you're kind of tied into the lesson, and if they're struggling, I don't know, I just did not have a good time. And then my higher kids, like, they just wrote math down, like, this part was easy. The higher order thinking, I don't feel like they quite got on their own, which is fine, and I wouldn't expect them to. I just kind of wanted to see if any of them could. Like, I just wanted to see. But this would be more something I do with them. But everything else, I was trying to tell my teammate, I was like, I just feel like some of it is just so confusing, because what we're supposed to be working on today is counting back on a number line. That is our strategy. But then it throws in, like, comparison problems. Like this problem, the higher order thinking one, says Amy and Ryan buy pencils. Amy buys 10 pencils. Ryan buys 8 pencils. How many fewer pencils does Ryan buy? And that's a comparison problem. Like, it's totally different and not something I should be doing, like, the first time I'm doing subtraction officially with them. I told my teammate, I was like, it makes me feel like a bad teacher because I'm putting this stuff in front of them and we've barely talked about, you know, subtraction on a number line. I don't know. And I don't know if that's just, like, maybe I am a bad teacher because I should already be dipping them into all these things. But for me, it's always made sense to, like, explicitly teach something and then add things in and not confuse them from the get-go. I don't know. But this is exactly why I didn't use this curriculum last year. It's because I was going through the same feeling of feeling like I was a bad teacher, when I know I can just teach it and be engaging and, like, get the concept through their heads. The reasoning problems are fine. Manny picks the number. His number is 4 less than 8. What is his number? We can talk about how to, like, write those problems and reason through it, but I don't know. And then with my kids who are already struggling with math, of course, their attention spans are a bit lower, and so working through, like, the pages, they're getting confused, they're getting lost, and I'm not a fan. It's like I could send home the workbooks, tell parents, like, hey, this is what we're focusing on this week. If you want to practice, here's the pages. But then that's like, we don't do homework at our school. They could do it if they wanted to. I don't know. See, I'm just going back and forth in my brain. I might just try to use these as, like, a lesson plan and do it on the whiteboards. I was also losing my patience, which unfortunately you didn't get to see. I do like showing those moments too, because I'm not a very perfect teacher. Anyways, when they get back, we're going to be doing writing. We're just going to be writing sentences. I'm looking forward to, physically looking forward, not like emotionally looking forward to next week. Physically, I'm looking forward to see what I need to do for next week.
I have to fix it so my class. I guess he's forgotten. Clouds are breaking and the drizzle is...
Planning is over. Did get a little bit of small group planning done. Got my kids pretty well into the groups. I think they're going to be in for at least the next 2 weeks. We have writing coming up, and we're just gonna totally switch gears. I had a moment where I just felt really, really frustrated. I just had really good feelings about everything, like, going into the year, and then I forgot that I haven't taught this curriculum before, and trying to do it made me want to rip my hair out. But we're gonna move on to writing. We're gonna write a sentence about what we see. What do we see here? Grass, trees, clouds, and sun. Okay, our sentence is I am outside. Count the words, ready? I am outside. Close, try again. I am outside. I am outside. Miss Cole's a bad singer, so I need your voices to be louder than mine. Here we go, ready? I'm a writing superstar. 5 big goals I know by heart. Capital letter always first. Finger spaces between words. Sound them out the best you can. Punctuation at the end. Go back and check. We do our best. Tall line down. Cross, cross. Finger spaces between words. How do we spell am? Good, watch me. Little letters, they're short. I am outside. Good, finger spaces between words. Say outside. Outside. Syllables, ready? Outside. First syllable. Out. Good. We know that's a secret. Listen. Ow, ow, ow. What 2 letters could it be? O-W. O-W, or it could be at the beginning of the word. Hey buddy, you're playing, I'm not. Pencils are not for our mouth, they're for our papers. We're at the beginning of the word, so we're gonna use that OU. Make sure you have your finger spaces ready. Okay, go back and check. I am outside. What's the second part of that word? Side. Side. Stretch it with me. Roller coaster's ready. Like this. Side. Ready? D. Good. Outside. But we need to add a what? E. A mommy E. She's going to reach over and tell this I to say its name, because otherwise this is one of our closed syllables and it would just say eh. We need that mommy E. The floor. Go back. I am outside. Punctuation at the end. Sit on the floor. Yes, now we're going to say some things that we see. Sounds like tree. Let's say tree. Say trees. Without the S, it's just tree. Okay, one tree is tree. More than one tree is trees. To make it more than one, what letter do we add? Always an S, okay? Always an S. Look at the trees. You got it. Do. Okay, I want you to turn to a partner. Double check with them. And we're gonna slow down with our writing so that our letters are sitting on the floor, okay? I'm a writing superstar, 5 big goals I know by heart, capital letter, always first. Finger spaces between words, a little bit closer. Sound them out the best you can. What's next? Period right here. The sky is beautiful. Nice job following your superstar. You need to finish your, nope, you didn't. Okay, so when we write, I want you to make sure you're going all the way across to the other side, okay? Sun, so I need you to go add those 2 words, okay? So sound it out the best you can. I love the grass. Beautiful, so make sure your L is lowercase. Love, we always have this lowercase L, and your letters here are sitting on the floor in your work. It seems like you need to finish your center folder. The sun is yellow. Perfect. The only thing I want you to notice is this T here. It's written neatly, but it looks like a lowercase t. When we do our uppercase T, it's gonna start way up here up at the top, okay? The kids are officially home. I actually love ending our day with writing because normally writing is a very calm thing and a very fun thing for me. And I love seeing how much they grow. Right now, we are struggling. We went back. We had drawn a couple different illustrations in our journals. We just did 3 sentences, sounded it out, stretched it together, and then I talked about the different ways we started our sentences, told them they could pick a new sentence starter and just write 1 sentence about the picture. And what I did was I took literally only 5 minutes tops. I took a picture of their work, and then I took a picture of my work with this sticky note explaining, like, we did 3 sentences together and the expectation was for them to write a new sentence on their own. And this is helpful because the grown-ups at home, they could see this and say, oh wow, she sounded out outside, grass, trees, and look at all this, she's got capital letters and spaces. But in reality, we did 3 sentences together, so I wanted to make that clear. So I just took a picture of their work and then my work on Dojo, and that always works out really well. I have a virtual meeting at 4 p.m. I don't want to say who it's with yet, but it is exciting. Okay, this is from Laura. These are my favorite sticky notes. They are pop-up sticky notes, but they are lined like this. So I use them in my little pop-up sticky note holder, and I always need these, and they're so really hard to find. So Laura, that is awesome. Thank you so much. These will definitely get used. And then this doesn't have a note. I don't know if this is who this is from. If this is from the same person or a parent in my class, I don't know, but I'm really excited about these. Okay, these are CVC dominoes. Time dominoes for when we do time. I am so excited. I just wish I knew who was that sent these. I hate when that happens. It could have been someone, like a parent in my class. I just don't know. Really grateful, really excited for these. Okay, I'm about to hop on my meeting. I'm also filming another video for you guys on Wordless Picture Book. All right, hold on. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I just want to remind you guys, the reason that I vlog is to share things with you guys. My #1 goal is to be helpful for teachers, but I do find a lot of joy in more of like the business side of things. Like I don't see myself leaving teaching, but I love that I can be a teacher, but then also feel a little bit like a businesswoman with my content. I love having little business meetings. I love people saying that they see the value in things that I make and that I create, and I love hearing it from you guys too. So that has been really, really cool to experience, and the best thing about it for me is I'm working with companies now that I have loved for years and that I really, really enjoy. These days it can seem like there are, you know, teachers out there who their main goal is to be an influencer, but my main goal is to be a teacher and share with you, not necessarily be an influencer. So I love that I can do what I enjoy doing and also get to benefit and help you guys while doing something that makes me happy. A little bit later today for me to be heading out, but I did go ahead and take some pictures of my calm corner because I want to post those to Instagram, so you will have already seen that, but I'm going to share this resource. The problem is I don't own the pictures, and what I didn't want to happen was I didn't want someone to go and try to sell it, but if they do, I mean, the copyright will be on them, not me. So I've had enough people ask for it that I just, at this point, I just feel bad because like I said, my goal is to help. My calm corner is like my favorite thing ever, and I don't know, I want people to be able to have it. So heading out finally. So I read Fourth Wing months ago. I can't remember exactly when, and I've wanted to reread it since then. I've like skimmed reread it since then, but I decided I would do the audiobook version. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not a huge audiobook person. I literally have not finished a single one. I started Six of Crows. It's a little cringy to me as someone who's not used to experiencing books in that format. They just feel so much more real whenever you are reading them in your head versus someone reading them out loud. It's a little bit cringy, but reliving Fourth Wing through the audiobook has been, it's so fun. I'm only on like chapter 4, but I'm like eating it up, having the best time. You can do it, Rosie.
2 edges on each blade.
Hair's looking a little rough. That's okay. So during ice skating lessons today, the main thing I'm working on in Delta is edges, which I feel like I've gotten the hang of edges. I feel like my inside 3 turns are the thing that's like really tripping me up. So if you're familiar with ice skating, that's kind of, see, edges were confusing at first, but I feel like now I can do it if I just can get my arms in the right direction. I don't know, other skills that I'm just working on are, I can do a waltz jump now. I did some of those. And then spins I'm working on too. That's also in the next level is freestyle 1, where they work on a couple of those things. So, I mean, I feel pretty good overall. If I was doing anything a little bit more interesting tonight, I would take you inside, but we're eating leftovers for dinner. We made like a huge thing of like wine marinated pulled pork, so we're having pulled pork leftovers, and honestly I need to make an itinerary for New York. So that being said, I think I'm going to leave you guys here. Let me know down in the comments if you still like seeing these little day in the life videos. I think they're so fun and they are so quick for me to edit, so leave a like, subscribe, join the family down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.